So please continue to ask to be my friend. And as you ask to be my friend, whenever they allow me to do more, I'm going to punch and accept you as my friend. Okay? Thank you for being my friend. I learned so much about you, and it's so great to reunite with so many people that we know and haven't talked to in a long time. So I thank you all very much. And also you can also go to Darlena's Facebook page. And we appreciate it if you all can let us know if you watch the show or not. Now, one of the challenging things with these cable shows is that you really don't have a rating. You know, people don't really, you don't have what you call a Nelson or any of them really to tell us how many people watch the show. So we like to know if you're watching the show and what you think about the show. So tag us on Facebook, let us know, get on our website and let us know, what you're interested in. I know a lot of people call the office sometime and say, do you have that information for that person who's on that show? So now you can be able to pull them up on the website and review some of those shows. So again, I want to say thank you. Darlena, why don't you introduce our guest today?
Okay, thanks, Alderman. And I want to take a quick moment to thank everyone that was so supportive. A lot of you went with me on my journey as I embarked upon the campaign for Congress. I mean, from the financial donations to the donations of your time and support. I just really want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. It was a terrific opportunity, met a lot of people, had an exciting opportunity to provide service and just learn more about the needs of the district. So thank you again, God bless you, and I really, really appreciate your support. Today, switching gears very quickly, we're getting ready for summer, and there's so much going on in the city of Chicago. We're very excited all the time about all the free opportunities that are out there in the cultural community. And today we have two exciting guests who have decided to or was willing to join us. Ms. Helen Vasey, she's the program coordinator for Chicago Department of Cultural Affairs.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
having
for
me.
being here, Helen. And also joining us, we have Elizabeth Hurley, and she's the executive director of the Grant Park Music Festival. I'm going to reach over and say
Thank you so much.
for
I'm thrilled
being
to be
with
here.
us.
Thank you for inviting us.
Great opportunity for us to share some information about resources and activities that are going to be available this summer and spring. So Helen, if you would, you can start by telling us a little bit about yourself and some of the activities that are going to be going on in the city.
Sure. Well, I do a lot of the classical music programming for the Department of Cultural Affairs, and kind of just tipping us over into the beginning of summer, sort of end of spring when we finally start to think there's some good weather on the way. We've got the Chicago Early Music Festival, and it's actually the very first time we've done this. There's been a very, very strong early music community in the city for a long time, but that hasn't really necessarily been getting the sort of recognition that it deserves.
Early music festival.
Early music, essentially music before 1750.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So really going right back to the 12th century.
Oh, this
with,
should be
so
exciting.
it covers a huge, there's probably no sort of historical label that covers such a vast amount of music. So sometimes it's a bit of an awe-inspiring undertaking to delve into early music and say you're going to represent that. But we do have music from medieval times, we've got music from the Baroque, we've got music from the Renaissance times. So it's a real great kind of spectrum of all of the different music that's out there.
All encompassing.
So, yeah, it really is. So we're going to pull all this together and highlight it in a festival for the first time. It's the end of April, 20th through the 25th. And we were actually working with organizations around town who have been, for years, really promoting this kind of music. University of Chicago Presents, Chicago Opera Theatre, the Newbury Consort, the Baroque Band, which is a brand new period instrument orchestra here in town. They play on instruments that are copies of the instruments as they would have been way back sort of in the 1700s. So it's really fun. They sort of, the sound's ever so slightly different, so they give you a little piece of that world. So organizations like that, the International Music Foundation. So yeah, we're working with all of these different groups around town. It's really exciting to pull them together. Chicago is very collaborative like that, and this is something we're taking advantage of for this festival and working with these groups, and then obviously presenting performances in the Cultural Centre, which is my kind of home, away from home as it were, and in Millennium Park. But yeah.
So the music is going to be in the Cultural Center and also in Millennium Park.
And in Millennium Park, and then in all of the different sort of venues around town. We're going to be down in Hyde Park with the University of Chicago Presents and things like that, at the Art Institute with the Newbury Consort. So
that's
all
good.
of the
So-
different groups are using different venues around town.
So Helen, how did you get involved with the music? Tell us a little bit about you.
Sure. I've always been into music. I mean, from when I could toddle, I would go and put my hand up above my head on the piano and try and play the piano when I could barely reach it. So it was something that I just grew up with, and went to college and studied music and did my master's in music back home in England. And it was just always natural to me that was what I was going to do. And I really, when I was in college, started getting into the administrative side of it and working out how to make it happen from behind the scenes, as well as being a performer. And I just continued with that. I ended up coming over to Chicago. Actually, funnily enough, my very first job in Chicago was actually in the same department, the Department of Cultural Affairs, but with the Grant Park Music Festival. And I came over to do a temporary position there and ended up staying and moved over to the Cultural Center just across the road.
But still able to do some things collaboratively.
We're sort of a big sort of happy family, even though we've got all of these little divisions. So we all communicate.
Right.